Hello and welcome to Jammie Jams, COVID-19 edition. I'm here with John Cinco and Tim Dennison. Say hi, guys.
Stinko, hee hee.
What if it was Stinko? That'd be funny. All right, John.
Whoa.
John, before we started, Tim and I were talking about his work, and I thought it was actually pretty interesting. Do you want to hear what he has to do every single day at his work?
Yeah, I'd be interested.
Do you know where Tim works?
I mean, it's the same kind of processes, but we just do it a little differently. It's just we of course got to wear masks all over the place, and when we're up at the counter, we got to wear latex gloves. Got to sanitize everything with bleach. In the bathroom, pretty much every time you take a dump, you got to sanitize literally everything you touch. It's time consuming, but we got to do it.
Has it been has there been too much stuff to get done in one day, or is it?
No, it's not too bad. It's same old stuff. I mean, we get a bunch of flowers and whatnot in. We got to put out, but I mean, it's not bad. But seriously, that's not the bad part. It's the fucking customers. They're already most of them are okay, yeah. They do once in a while an annoying thing, don't put the carts back or whatnot. But I swear to God, it seems that every other old person I see there isn't wearing a mask and doesn't even care.
Yeah, it's because they don't believe it all. They're just I'll die if I want to die. It's
there was this one guy that I was talking to. He was wearing a mask. And he took it off, and he was this one older guy. And he said, "Man, I can't breathe in that." I say, "Oh yeah, I feel it." He's like, "Man, I don't really. At this point, I just want to get the virus. It's hard to breathe without this mask." I'm like, bro, you just have to wear a mask around people.
Do you hear about that one Ohio lawmaker that was in the House of Representatives that refused to wear a mask because he believed that it infringed on God or something? He thought that the masks were against God.
Really?
Yeah, some pretty crazy shit, not gonna lie.
I mean, it's kind of, I was when this first started, I was okay, I don't want to talk about COVID at all because it'll date all the videos that come out during that time. But it's kind of hard not to talk about it.
Not to mention, it's going to be affecting us the whole summer, probably
going to be affecting us
as well
for a long time. I mean, nothing will ever go back to normal.
Yeah, I don't really basically, honestly, don't like online classes that much. I mean, I can take a couple maybe, but all of them.
Yeah,
oh my God, online classes. Don't even get me started.
I've got 3, and I spent literally the entire day today doing them.
Doing presentations and working on group projects, you'd think it would be easier, but it's actually harder because people have become easier.
Yeah, I mean, it's just...
I mean, you can cheat, yeah, but I mean, that'll only get you so far.
Well, it's really hard to
because having an instructor to talk to,
They changed exams to take into account that people will be using open notes. And to counter that, they added time limits, and they made the questions hard. So you can't just look up everything, otherwise you run out of time.
Yeah.
That's how they weeded out all the people in some of my finals.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this? Oh wait, Tim, actually, do you want to ask? Did you guys hire anyone new this year?
No. Kim said that pretty much we're not going to hire anyone because literally, the amount of people that have been laid off, I'm pretty sure there would be a ton of people walking in just going, "Hey, you accepting applications?"
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, there's that. I was curious, if you were, how you were even handling that application process. I mean,
no, but basically we're just told to turn them down.
Right. Okay.
Everywhere is basically having a hiring freeze. Back in wintertime, when I applied for several internships over the summer, many of them reached back to me on email saying that these positions are closed or not available. And this is back when the virus is starting to get really bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just disrupting everything. But
it's definitely turned everything upside down. My home life has been pretty weird. especially since I have someone that works in a hospital and has to stay in the basement a lot of time to try to prevent the spread potentially.
Oh yeah, I get it.
He's exposed.
Tim, what about you? Does your parents still go into work, or do they work from home, or what's going on?
Oh, right now, my dad is out of a job. My mom, the kids are doing stuff online, and she has to have meetings every so often, grade a bunch of stuff they turn in online. The kids do anyway. But basically, they've actually been working at the roadside for a little bit. Like they've been helping out and whatnot. My
Yeah.
sister, she absolutely hates it.
She hates
Like,
working at the roadside.
yes, I mean, if she didn't want to work there before, and she's being basically forced to now.
Yeah,
Like she was
Times like
complaining
these, you
about.
just gotta roll with the punches,
Yeah,
Tim's sister is not the type of person to roll with the punches easily.
Yeah, her birthday was on Thursday, and she was scheduled to work. She would not stop complaining about how she has to work on her birthday. And literally for the past, 3, 4 years, if my birthday fell on a weekend, I would automatically work. If not, I would just be at school.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had to the SAT on my birthday. Then I also had to study for an exam the next day on another birthday.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
was the next day where I had to test, concrete to get a certification. And I ruined one of my favorite pairs of shoes in the process.
nice.
Bruh.
It's a real pain. I'll say that. Just so,
Oh,
Tim,
man.
what's the process on your house then?
Oh, last I checked, they finished painting everything on the inside. Like they've got all the drywall up and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're putting shingles on the outside. Or actually, no, I think they already did that. They just need to paint that. But other terms, I think they're gonna be done in maybe like a couple weeks, maybe.
Couple months.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the original thought was that it would be done in December,
Right, I remember that.
but I
And
mean,
then that didn't end up
Obviously,
happening.
it'll be
Yeah.
pushed back.
It's
yeah,
I'm
I'm
running out
honestly
of stuff to upload. Like,
And that's I think the big problem is. I think that there should be a time where we could meet up because I don't think any of us have really been exposed to the virus, but we
yeah,
just got
but
to
that's
think
still,
about.
but that's still
time.
exposing one another. Like, where would we even meet up?
Well, obviously, one of our houses because you can't go to the library. Libraries are closed. You go
yeah,
to Schoolcraft, that's closed. My place, it would
yeah.
be.
You can't really go to McDonald's or anything.
Yeah, it just. You might have to just do a lot of recordings remotely over Discord, as weird as that is.
Well, I mean, we've been doing it with podcasts and everything. It's been working out pretty well, but I think we might have to start like breaking out Steam games and stuff.
Or I could just find a way to screen share and do recording that way if we can.
I guess, but I think
Have capture cards of our own. But I knew the downside is that we can't swap like who's playing or whatnot.
I think what would be more fun is like we do multiplayer turn-based games.
Oh yeah, there is actually I have been playing it a little bit lately, but there's this one I don't play League of Legends at all, but there's this one card game that's based on it.
Okay.
It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, we could do like Uno online or something.
We even go as far as like iMessage games like 8-Ball.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, I gotta pull Call Me Carson.
I just did that today. Then TJ's like, "Fuck off! I'm busy with homework."
I was doing homework at the time.
Yeah, I believe that. So that's fine. That's fine. I didn't realize.
Yeah, that sounds like a loser would say.
Yeah, you know it. Me being the loser I am.
I mean, I was a loser all year long, having to do all these projects and schoolwork,
Yeah.
So I'm not really one to talk.
Yeah, it's just I don't really know.
You want cake?
Guessing you guys heard that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Ooh, this is what I absolutely love, where literally everyone barges in every 5 seconds.
Yeah, that kind of is annoying.
I just want to get the hell out of here. I swear. Like, I say that, oh yeah, I don't really mind. It's literally the same thing. I don't care where I sleep, but my God, it's just been so fucking annoying.
just having your family always barge in.
Yeah, literally. Like, I'm sitting there chilling, and like my dad would kick down the door, or like just there, like my mom would just open the door and say, "Oh, want cake?" And I would say, "No, I'm fine. If I want some cake, I'll go get it."
Yeah.
See, that can be of a pain for me because the router's right in the kitchen. That's one of the only places where I can get a stable internet connection. So I'm thinking about getting one of those Ethernet extenders on
Those are
Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
expensive, dude.
You know, but I feel like it'll be worth it in the long run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think what we need to do is okay, so John, I need you to do that banjo thing sometime.
Yeah.
I just need footage for Freeze Easy Pete because we don't have any.
Easy. I can do that.
But then that series will be like at least 20 episodes. So that'll go for a while. But other
Good.
than that is the last series I have that has not been edited.
That kind of it sucks that we lost one series.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think
And
it's
coincidentally, it was the only one, or one of the only ones I was in.
no, dude. No, we're gonna fix the banjo one. You'll be in that. We'll upload that.
Oh, I was talking about the Super Mario 64 one.
Oh yes, that one. We lost
That one
the second.
unfortunately got ruined because that was one of the cool ones.
We lost the second half. The first half is completely edited, but the second half was corrupted footage.
That always
That's
sucks when it
amazing.
happens. Computer corruption.
And it's not like we can easily
infuriating.
recreate that because
That was a problem that I dealt with back in the fall. I had a lot of corruptions happen because something stupid that happened with the iPhone is that you can't easily transfer photos or videos from the iPhone to the PC by just connecting it anymore. So I had to use this method. Like if I recorded something off of my phone, I'd have to use Dropbox. But what happened was that frequently my footage would corrupt. That made the full process
Yeah.
very frustrating.
Yeah, I really don't know how to go about like recording anything at all.
I mean, okay, so here's what I was thinking. I was thinking the easiest, most simple way to do it is we play a game and I just record off of my screen, but the game doesn't, it's not like Minecraft where everyone has their own screen. We're all staring at the same, base screen,
Yeah.
like with, like Uno or Worms, like I was suggesting we play. Like that's just one screen and it'll follow around whoever's turn it is, it'll follow them around on the screen. That way we don't have to
Yeah.
worry about like transferring over or anything.
But Worms will be a really good one to play. Like, which one are you thinking? Are you thinking about WMD on the Switch or Armageddon off of Steam or something like that?
Thinking Armageddon off of Steam. Oh, I don't know. I'll check them all.
I can just look it up real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I got Steam on my laptop.
Yeah. I'm just remembering the one time when a year ago when I was at Will's house with a bunch of other people, and we managed to play Worms on the Switch with 7 people locally, and it was super fun. And I've been thinking about a lot about those memories lately. Whenever you had a large group of people play a game, because it's going to be a long time until something like that happens again. Not to mention those types of gatherings were common more in like the high school, college days, and
yeah.
as I grow older, those times will probably be less and less frequent.
Oh, Worms Armageddon is $14.99.
I'm just gonna look up Worms.
I mean, we could wait until like the Steam summer sales hit, and maybe it'll be lower.
We could do Worms Reloaded.
Worms game is fun.
If we could figure out how to like stream, I could do I could play DuckTales.
DuckTales 100% no glitch. Worms Armageddon was released in 1999. Damn.
Worms Armageddon
But
was
it's received a
1999.
lot of ports and updates to be compatible with modern machines, you know.
Yeah, but that's
I think what's gotten everyone down,
damn.
particularly today, is definitely the weather. It's been very rainy recently.
Yeah, it's been raining all day.
It's been raining for like the past 3 days.
I don't know about you. Are you one of those people that get your mood affected by the weather?
A little bit, but I actually like rain. I don't mind it.
Rain can be calming. Thunderstorms can be as well, but I have a tendency now to get freaked out by thunderstorms when I never did as a kid, and I don't know why.
You know what? I prefer raining to like complete like with like a sky with no clouds or anything. I think that's really boring. Is when the sky is just like completely blue.
I disagree because that's a sign of a nice day. It's usually very warm outside.
Yeah,
At
but
the same time, it will be a huge
I concur.
because a lot of swimming pools are going to be closed, so I'm probably not going to be swimming at all this summer.
Well,
Not to
John, I
mention-
think what I meant by that is I prefer a day with clouds, like, in the sky to a day that's just completely blue because you look up and it's like, oh, there's nothing there
Pools
but blue.
closed due to AIDS.
I can understand.
It's just, I don't know. We'll talk more about how we can, like, podcasts are the easiest thing for us to do. Because we don't have to record any video, we just, audio.
Or you know what we can do?
What?
Cool math games.
We could do cool math games.
That is very true. There's also Mini Clip, which allows you to play with other people.
Yeah. We could do stuff like that. We could,
or also, if you have your old Webkins account,
we could.
Oh, dang, I forgot about that. I'm pretty
you
sure
could
my
play each
Webkins
other,
is
like
dead
add
at this
each other as
point.
friends on Webkins. I used to do that with some of my friends and even some of my
Actually,
family.
hold up. Let's see if this still exists.
I don't know. We'll figure.
Oh, it's still. Oh my god.
What?
Wizard 101
We could do Wizard 101.
or RuneScape.
Oh, that's a great segue into a very interesting topic. That's actually kind of dark because Club Penguin Online, one of those private servers that came up after the original Club Penguin went down.
Yeah.
Sort of.
It's got shut down because there's a lot of drama involving some of the admins being child predators.
Oh yeah, that's something we need.
Well, that's kind of to be expected, in all honesty, when it comes to stuff like that.
I mean, there is a problem with that with Toontown Rewritten, where there was this one dude that pretended like he was a kid with cancer, and he had his family that was also on Toontown as well that had the same exact writing style. So after this kid died, there was like a server on Toontown Rewritten named after him. And his family kept staking around asking for like pictures and stuff, like really creepy shit. And once people found out that it was just a predator that was pretending to be a kid who was dying of cancer, they just removed it. It was just really, really weird.
Dan, but I pooped from there, Mr. Schneider.
Hey, I have something we can talk about. Timmy, you ever seen any Pureflix movies?
What is that?
Do you know what Pureflix is?
No, we do not.
John, do you know what it is?
I do not either.
Seriously? Wow. It is the Christian version of Netflix.
There's a Christian version of Netflix?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
just all Christian.
It's all Christian movies. Like God's Not Dead is on there. Like
I was just about to ask about that.
Yeah, no, it's got all those. It's got all those movies on it, and it has like original movies. And they're a little hard to sit through.
I can imagine because if it's
are you talking about
a very obscure streaming service, these are probably low budget, very corny, like
Are
maybe
you talking
lower
about?
budget than Hallmark films.
Are you talking about hard to sit through, as in like Piper the Penguin type?
No,
Hard
no,
to
no.
sit
That
through?
that one was like entertaining at least. These ones are just like
Is just
they're
straight
just like
up
they're
bad.
just
It's
like
just
trite
cringe,
old
you know?
stories, like stories you've seen
Are,
1,000 times of, oh, we come to Jesus
are we
and
talking about like Hallmark movie type stuff?
yeah, like that, but you know,
Yeah, but a lot more preachiness and pretentiousness as a result. Because something like a Hallmark movie, it's very corny, it's very cringe, they're unoriginal at best, and just annoying at
Yeah,
worst. Piper Penguin
best.
is just fun to poke fun at because it's low hanging fruit. But these programs sound like they're just actively trying to be preachy.
we should watch a PureFlix film and give an honest review on it.
I think that sounds like an awful idea, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it could be fun. Gosh, I was gonna say. Oh, I had an idea for something we could do. Tim,
Yeah.
I found this. I remember this thing I used to do a while ago, where I used to find like super weird laws that states had.
Oh yeah, I saw that link.
I used to
Yeah.
look at that kind of stuff a lot when I was younger, and even broke one of them.
I figured we could look for some and recite some of our favorites.
Now we just
Uh,
look at our own home of Michigan. What kind of dumb
All
laws?
right, sure, yeah. Look at Michigan real quick. Just click on the link and scroll down, and then go to Michigan.
Okay, the first one I think is just kind of bullshit. It's illegal to idle your car in your own driveway.
Well, okay, there's got to be some place. It's like,
No way.
yeah,
I was just telling
I
the
sometimes
story.
do that in the winter.
yeah, I mean, that's not.
I mean, you have to do that in the winter because you got to start up your car every other day, otherwise the battery will die. Everyone knows that.
It is illegal to paint sparrows to sell them as parakeets.
Oh,
All
that
bathing
Is
suits
against
must have
the
been,
law to serenade your girlfriend? What?
and all bathing suits have to be inspected by the head of police. Huh.
I used to go to a site called Dumb Laws, but it seems like the site was taken down. That one actually had like descriptions as to why for each of these things.
I would love
Yeah.
to see if these had citations, but I can't seem to find any. Because
Yeah,
whenever they say read more, it links you to a page full of ads.
I know.
So it
Yeah,
really makes me question the legitimacy of this site.
I know. But Dumb Laws, that one actually had some real stuff. Let's go to this
It
one.
always stinks when a website just goes down for good. Granted, it's probably because these sites are very ancient and no one uses anymore. The first website I used to go to all the time when I was a young kid was streetsigns.com. It was a very basic HTML coded website that you could have probably made in like a freshman year web design class in high school.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
it just had every single street sign, their function, including traffic light patterns and designs such as 3 light, 2 light, 4 light, 5 light, like in the style of a doghouse. And every single time I'd go on a car ride in my family, I would almost play I Spy and try to look for these signs that I saw on the website but hadn't seen in real life yet.
That's
Paper signs and putting them all over my house.
I remember seeing one of them a while ago that was like, "You're allowed to marry your family," or something like that. I can't remember what it
Utah.
was.
That sounds like a Utah law.
Utah?
Yeah, because that's where all the Mormons are, right?
What is legitimately? What is not legitimately? What is? That's not the right word. What is objectively the worst state?
I would say
New Jersey.
Wyoming.
New Jersey. New Jersey sucks dick. I hate New Jersey.
I see that.
Everywhere is such an asshole. New Jersey smells like shit. Fuck them. Fuck New Jersey. Fuck the people who live there.
All right.
Yeah.
I actually don't really hate New Jersey that much. I just wanted to shit on New Jersey for no reason.
For reasons unknown.
I'll be honest, New Jersey people can be assholes.
Yeah, well, everyone can be assholes.
I'm walking here.
They do say that.
Haha.
It's New York.
I did the funny.
Yeah, a lot of people in New Jersey are dicks.
Well, a lot of people everywhere are dicks. They're just dicks.
I know, but there's just a higher concentration of dicks in New Jersey.
Okay, what would be the ratio then? Like, would it be dicks per square mile? Dicks per
capita?
Yeah, dicks per capita. Like, what state would have the highest dicks per capita? It doesn't like it wouldn't be like let's say that it was Alaska like that, and there were like 1 million dicks or whatever.
Well,
If they all spread out,
I feel like Alaska has a relatively small amount of dicks.
Well, I mean, not a lot of people live there in general.
There's much lower and sparse.
Yeah,
and Wyoming technically has the lowest population out of everywhere.
I mean, what if it was just like, let's say 5% of an entire state's population, they're just dicks. Basically, like, wouldn't it be that the states with there should be like a ratio to figure this out, like between the size of a state and how many people there is. Like, if it's like a really big state like Alaska, and they don't have a lot of people, that's gonna be a really small one. But let's say, for example,
but people are
New Jersey,
depending on where they're from, so you have to factor that in too. Like,
well, I'm not factoring that in necessarily. I'm just automatically 5% of the people are dicks from each state.
I'd say probably Florida.
Well, no, that they're more batshit crazy than anything.
Yeah, Florida's just full of crackheads. That's just crackhead energy.
I know it's funny, haha, Florida, people in Florida are weird, but like there's truth to it. I
think it's just Florida people are weird. I think it's also part of a law where every single crime has to be reported or publicly available. It's just low-hanging fruit. Because I'm pretty sure the amount of crazy shit that people do in Florida is almost the same as somewhere like New York, California, or Ohio.
I hate Ohio.
Huh. Any reason for that?
Yeah, it's just a garbage state.
Also, the kids there, like high schoolers, get hooked on like heroin. Legitimately, there's a heroin problem in Ohio.
Huh. Funny.
Actually, pretty fucked up. Not too funny. It's got so bad that the police have to carry around narcs to revive people that overdose on heroin. It got that bad.
Damn.
I'm sorry if I felt any sympathy for anyone in Ohio, I'd be like, oh, but
oh,
Ohio's just done me dirty too many times, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baseball mascot Chief Wahoo.
Chief Wahoo.
Indians.
Tim, you don't get to go to Disney World this year?
I mean, it's. I mean, yeah, it's fun to do stuff there and whatnot, but I mean, it gets old pretty quickly.
I mean, I don't even know how many times you've been there. You've been a lot, though.
Basically, almost every year.
Every single year, if I go to Ohio, it's always Toledo Art Museum or Toledo Zoo and a Mudheads game. Not this year, though, but pretty much every other normal year.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get to do anything right now. We're just kind of all stuck at home.
Just straight up vibing.
Exactly, straight up vibing.
I mean, there's always stuff to do. You get reminded about house projects that need to be done.
But like, one of my favorite things to do is record with you guys, and we can't even get together to do that.
Yeah, that's why we are blessed to have resources such as Discord.
Yeah, I know, but
and Minecraft
at the same time, it's
servers.
just not the same. It's not the same at all.
It is most definitely not. No. We could do human fall flat.
I don't think oh yeah, I've heard of that one. Never mind. Thought for a second there that I couldn't really.
Thinking
I
about
didn't really remember.
how the situation. Granted, we never saw this coming. If we did have future sight that this was going to happen, I feel like we could have done a lot more live action content.
Yeah, well, we'll do it later. I mean,
I know there's a time and place for everything. Who knows what's going to happen with the Slender Man footage?
yeah, if Nate
all
will ever
dependent
actually
on
even
Nate.
do anything with that.
Touche.
And that Slender Man costume was both the worst and best thing ever.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, I have it downstairs. I haven't worn it since November.
Well, yeah. I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
Do you sit around and masturbate in your Slender Man costume?
That would actually be super difficult, especially with those weird finger things. That
Here's a
wouldn't-
weird segue. Do you think that there would be actually like some kind of platform or like requests or something like that for weird shit like that? Just like Slender Man sitting in the corner, jacking off, doing whatever.
You mean
It's
like?
called X videos.
You mean like? Do you think that there's someone out there
Like
that's
demand for it.
Do you think there's a
like-
demand for someone dressed as Slender Man diddling himself?
Yeah, like
Totally
weird random
stuff
crap.
like that out there.
I guarantee you. Sometimes I go on Craigslist and just because I'm curious to see like what people are requesting. I haven't done it in a while because there's not much like meetups on there right now. But I'll look at it and there's a lot of weird stuff. Like I saw one that was like, I just need someone to sit in the corner of the room while I diddle my wife.
Oh, so people want to have cuckold?
No. It was them doing their wife, but they wanted someone there to watch.
Yeah, not like, oh, you get to do my wife. It's
No,
just,
he was
What?
still doing his wife. It was just
Yeah.
like I saw one that was like, I need someone to come over for I need someone to come over and degrade me while I masturbate. It's like
I don't
People-
get
Yeah.
how people can get off on feeling like utter shit.
yeah, I don't know. Like, for some reason, like, when I watch, like, hentais and whatnot, if there's, like, a sad ending, I'm like, oh, fuck, why the fuck did his wife leave him? I mean, that bitch. Why did she go after the dude with the big dick?
I wonder why. A lot of that isn't actually like real life.
Yeah,
stuff.
no, it's, like, cultural stuff. Like,
Yeah. It's I don't understand people's weird fetishes like that. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
judge people for it, I guess. I mean, do what you want, even if it's weird. But I don't get why people put stuff like that on Craigslist to ask for. And like, does anyone actually ever respond to those?
I've never even looked that kind of stuff up on Craigslist. The only thing I looked up on Craigslist recently was to get a bike repair. I was supposed to get that bike back last week. I've had radio silence for the past 4 days.
Yeah, do you think, what do you think like, the 9 or whatever levels of hell? Are you
Are there
guys...
9?
Oh, the 9
Like-
circles of hell, like
Yeah, 9
Dante's
Circles of Hell.
Divine Comedy.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah,
Like, what do you think the levels of Craigslist would be? If you would have to, like, rank them or whatnot.
well, I haven't really gone down deep Craigslist rabbit hole, so I don't think I can answer this question confidently. What about you, TJ?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? I'd gotten up to go tell my brother to shut the hell up.
I wish I had a brother to tell him to shut the hell up.
No,
and
you
hit him.
don't, dude. Siblings are so annoying.
You can hit
Yeah.
them.
No, you
No,
can't.
no, you really can't.
Because then, if you're the older child, no, you cannot,
If it's the younger one, oh, don't do it again,
and
buddy.
you get in trouble.
Yeah, but that's not stopping you from doing it.
Except for the fact that once you do it, you have to be in trouble.
Yeah,
John,
I
you
know.
don't understand. You don't have a sibling. It's not as good as you think it is. Like
I understand that you
I
get in
get that you had a
trouble
lonely
and a lot
childhood,
of shit.
but now that you're an adult and can go do things, with a car. I mean, like,
Yeah, what would like the pros and cons be of like having a brother or sister versus the only child?
well, only child ever. All the attention is directed at you, which can be good, but also can be bad.
Oh my god, that's very true. Also, the way that you interact with other people, it's probably obvious whether someone's an only child or not.
Not always.
Oh, but I remember this. It was a year ago when I was taking my ACI certification exam, and I don't know, maybe I was a bit chatty. And then this one instructor, I shit you not, says this: "You're an only child, aren't you?" I was just blown away. I was like, "How did you know?"
Some
Was the
people
way
it's
I
easier to
acted?
tell.
Was it the way I talked? Was it my mannerisms? Like, what separates an only child from
Yeah, I'm pretty
someone
sure
who
it's
has?
their whole demeanor and whatnot.
I guess
Yeah,
you're probably different growing up alone without any other kids around, but
that's probably why I act more exceptional compared to others because the majority of people have siblings.
it's just I don't know, man. I don't get along. I mean, it's not that I don't get along with my siblings, but I don't do anything with my siblings. We're all very different people, so
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
it's definitely a struggle because there's hardly
and
anyone in my family
when I'm
that I can
forced to
relate to.
spend time with them, it's like, ugh.
yeah, just because you're, you know, family members with each and every one of them doesn't necessarily mean, oh yeah, we're gonna get along, we're gonna do everything together.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think
Like, fuck,
there
you
might
already
there might have been
know.
a period of time where I went like an entire year without talking to my sister.
I mean, fuck, you know how it is between me and my sister.
Well, I know you and your sister are like an extreme case, though. I mean, I've
Yeah,
never met anyone.
like
I don't.
polar opposites. I'm the one that like prefers to stay home. My sister literally does not like. She hates staying alone and not like being with her friends and whatnot. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy being with my friends, but sometimes I just want to be at home. Sometimes just doing whatever.
Yeah, doing your own thing. I get that.
See, I'm a
Yeah, but
person that can just switch from being extroverted to introverted on a whim, or just how big my social battery is. Like sometimes I'll feel much more refreshed when I'm outside and around other people. Other times I'll feel much better when I'm home alone.
Yeah. Well, John, I'm sure if you had a sibling, your dad would probably delegate time, so you wouldn't always be bothered by your dad. There's good things about it, but there's also bad things about it. Like,
Yeah, I understand the pros and cons. And to be honest, I don't think I'd ever compare because this is life that I have and the only one that I've known.
yeah, I mean, I feel bad that you grew up alone because sometimes having a sibling can be really fun, but
Yeah, I mean, it would have made some days a lot better because there's a lot of days where every single day almost I'd try to hang out with some of my friends in the neighborhood. And there'd be some times when they weren't available, like they're busy with something, maybe they got in trouble, or if they're away for 3 weeks on a camping trip.
it's a long ass camping trip.
yeah, it's versus
They
like
like go to Mount Rushmore, maybe they go to Disney World, they go on trips that they couldn't
it's
afford to go on.
it's like having nobody at times to play with versus always having someone to play with, but they're can get really annoying sometimes
Yeah, I mean,
because they're always around.
it's like you don't
Well, I
want
never
to.
was bothered by that because it's better than nothing, and not to mention they were much well off more than my family. Like it was, it's kind of weird being like sort of the poor kid in the neighborhood growing up, but that was what it was like for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what Tom was and still is.
Yeah, I mean, my family obviously climbed out of that, but at the same time moved here 8th grade, and obviously that was when you stop playing with people.
I still say play with people.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, in Down
I know
Kid,
we're like it
it's
grows
like
out of being cool. So now instead of playing, it's hang out.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. At the same time, if you go to play with a girl, that's Pog. That's Pog right there. Wait, did I just say Pog out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of just did.
Yeah, I did.
Cringe, actually. That was kind of really cringe.
That was very cringe, but hey, it's part of what I've been doing. I've been watching a lot of Twitch streams lately because I've got nothing better else to do.
Nice cock.
Shut up, Tim.
I mean, you know it's true.
I know, thank you. But don't talk about it. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, that for some reason that just reminded me of making the Carl Weezer impressions again.
Dude, that was quite a
Carl Weezer donate to Pokimane.
That was no. Carl's not a simp. He's not.
He's a Chad.
No, it's not that either. Just Carl doesn't care. Carl's the kind of guy that's like. He's not a Chad, but he he doesn't understand that like getting a girl is like something that he should try to do or whatever.
Yeah, but then he's gonna be like a 40-year-old balding, living in his parents' basement, fucking a llama or some shit.
But he does.
That's not so true. I mean, look at his dad. His dad is almost the same way personality-wise. Those people get together with others.
His mom and dad could be brother and sister, though. Like, his mom and dad are basically brother and sister. You guys notice that how like if you want like some like minor characters to if you want to know that they're husband and wife on a cartoon, you make them look like almost the same.
Yeah, The Simpsons.
It's so dumb. Or another example, Mort and his wife on Family Guy.
Yeah, or in Jimmy Neutron, Carl's dad and mom, they look like the exact same.
I find that like super weird. Like, why would they do that?
I mean, it works, right?
It works because you can tell whose family it is, but at the same time, you get older, it just seems weird. Like when you're a kid, it makes sense. When you're older, it's very weird.
Oh, they look similar. That must mean they're related or they might be married.
Yeah, I know. Like, because when you're a kid, you think like, oh, they're a family, so they look alike, and it makes sense to you. But then once you get older and you realize, oh wait, the mom and dad are supposed to be from two different families. They're not supposed to look like.
This is why I think that Gumball did it right. Even though cat and a rabbit, it's super weird. Like, I don't know how interspecies shit works.
I don't think it really matters.
It doesn't matter because it's a cartoon. But I always found it weird when cartoons had animals that would only have families of the same animals instead of interspecies stuff. Like, wouldn't you all technically be related that way? I mean, it would be super weird if it wasn't, but still.
Yeah, dude, like Peppa Pig. I mean, like, you only ever see the pig family, just pigs, but you don't ever see any other pigs other than Peppa Pig's family. So she like
this
the
is
only
kind
pig.
Of deep shit that you wouldn't expect, and you wouldn't answer in a kids cartoon for obvious reasons. But it also reminds me of a series that I've been really into called Beastars. It's on Netflix currently. It's based off of a really good manga. It's a world filled with other animals, but there's a huge divide between herbivores and carnivores, and these carnivores have like the natural instinct to kill.
Okay, so Zootopia.
Except way darker, because Zootopia, the animals of like the carnivores evolved so they don't instinctively want to eat the herbivores, while the animals in Beastars, they still have that instinct. There's like a black market where they buy herbivore meat from that's taboo to the rest of society, and the main character is just this gray wolf that falls heads over heels for this rabbit and is trying to
That is literally Zootopia.
He's
Yeah,
controlling his feelings whether he likes her or wants to eat her. So it's not like Zootopia at all. It's like way more fucked up.
So, I'm sorry.
Everyone compares it to Zootopia, though.
It has a lot of.
It draws a lot of parallels.
Yeah, there's a lot of parallels, undoubtedly. So it definitely separates itself from Zootopia if you read it, watch
I'm
it.
looking at it. Oh, I don't like how they actually have like animal heads and human bodies. That's not right.
I think it works fine.
I don't like how that looks.
I got used to it. No one talks shit about my boy Lugosi.
Okay.
I think the most fucked up character design is like this one character in the manga called Melon, who's half cheetah, half gazelle, like a herbivore carnivore hybrid, and he's just like a fucking psychopathic killer. And
I don't think that would.
Up.
I don't think that would work.
Yeah, well, this is
It's
a
not-
fictional series where it also explicitly states that an elephant and a hedgehog can start a family together, despite the size
What
difference.
about Whale Lord and Skitty though? Huh? Right?
There is a giant whale in the series. Kind of a spoiler because it initially
Dude, nobody-
stopped the war between herbivore and carnivore, like 100 years in the past. Yeah, did you ever try to breed a whale lord in the skitty?
I have, just because I was like, haha, it's so funny that can happen.
Haha, funny, a whale cannot mate with a kitty.
Haha, Nidoking has erectile dysfunction and can't create or reproduce.
That's
That's something I always found weird. Why can't Nidoking breed? Nidorino and Nidoran can.
Because, that's gay.
I don't know why they did that. I think at first it was like an oversight glitch on their part, and then they just decided never to fix it.
It was also the same generation where Charizard couldn't learn Fly, and then could learn Fly in every other generation.
No. There was no breeding in Gen 1, so that's not true.
Okay, not the same generation, but you get what I was trying to say.
Well, yeah, but Gen 2 was actually programmed with care.
It's actually quite surprising considering how condensed it was that it had 2 regions in the cartridge.
Yeah, man. Gen 2 is the best Pokemon.
I was thinking about this a little bit. What if they made, this wouldn't be just, this would be not one region, but all the regions is, one giant map. It wouldn't be, $60 a crate one. It'd be a lot more expensive because it's going to be a little bit more expensive to develop.
The thing about that is that, by the time you got to region, 4, all of your Pokemon would be, level 100.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
True.
just for balance's sake, they wouldn't. It would only allow certain Pokemon over, or I don't know.
At the end of your journey through one region, you'd when
you have to put all your Pokemon back in a PC.
When you start a new
start
gym
over.
challenge, you have to.
I mean, it would have to make sense. If it's a similar thing such as Heart Gold with Soul Silver, where you would start in Johto, go to Kanto, and whatnot. You can technically start anywhere, and that is where you would initially start off at with your starter and whatnot. But you can then go to other regions.
See, that would be really cool to see different gym orders, because that was something that you couldn't really do after Gen 3.
So, here's an example. If you do, a Heart Gold, Soul Silver type thing, you start in Johto, and since that's technically connected to Kanto, it would still carry over. You could go to Kanto and have that. Let's say you go to the Alolan region and start off there. And technically, since in Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, none of the other regions are referenced, or you can't go to any of them. Technically, once you go to another region, you have to start over.
until you beat that region, and then you can use your Pokemon.
Yeah.
Granted, that would be an absolute massive game.
Yeah, no,
game
there
they
are
would
8
do.
regions
Like they'd
now.
rather just stick to one region, have the games look like shit still.
I didn't get the recent Pokemon game. It's just
Yeah, you weren't missing much. It's okay. It's not as terrible as everyone says it is.
I don't think it's terrible. I just think that I'm not missing out on anything.
Yeah, you're really not. It's
Because I think one thing that I kept on seeing whenever I saw playthroughs online is they have these cutscenes where something big's happened in the story, and they still program it just like how it was in the 3DS, where you don't really see anything. It's taking a tell, not show approach. Like you don't see anything really cool or anything with the stories. They still use the same sound effects and whatnot. Like the presentation is just mind-numbingly the same thing.
It's not like Fire Emblem when there's a big cutscene where it actually like brings you to an actual cutscene.
Yeah, or it's not even changing the approach to bring the franchise forward, like what Breath of the Wild did with the huge open world, or with Odyssey, with like its moon collecting and exploration incentivization.
Okay, Pokemon is like Nintendo's kid RPG. If you want to play a more like grown-up, like
Sophisticated RPG that's by Nintendo, you'll play Xenoblade or Fire Emblem.
Yeah, see, I don't think that they need to really make it all complex, because obviously that would deter a lot of people from playing the games. But at the same time, if they stick too much from tradition, it's honestly, they really don't have incentive to shake things up, because these games always sell like hotcakes, always sell over 10 million copies, so they have no incentive to change, and therefore can put out any product no matter how mediocre it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim, that's I saw that map earlier. That's
yeah, that's what someone was talking about. So, like, if let's say
There's a
certain
similar thing
Johto,
that's going on with other series, like with Star Wars, they don't have to try with their movies. They can just make shittily put together fan fiction, and it'll still make $1 billion at the box office.
yeah.
Yeah, not trying to sound cynical here, but it is the truth.
no, you're right. It's pretty obvious, but they just don't give a crap anymore. It's just,
I mean, people will eat it up, and there's nothing wrong with it, because I don't want to shit all over people's enjoyment, because they're free to enjoy what they want. I'm just explaining why I don't really like it anymore.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel like there's any passion put into it. It just feels like, oh, we're making it because we have to have
It's
Star
clearly
Wars.
like make a Pokemon generator. Like these games are obviously rushed. The employees undergo probably a lot of crunch, because Japanese work culture is very strenuous, like long work hours, and they try to make them within a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got that. Why do they have to release one every year?
Yeah, I don't want it to
Because they just love money so much that they just want to make all the profits.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like
take their time. Theoretically, they could make take their time and make something more polished. They don't want to, because that's lost profits potentially.
What were you saying?
We sell.
I don't want it to become like the fucking new Super Mario Bros. U type thing, where they would just basically put out basically the same game every year and whatnot.
The problem with New Super Mario Bros. Is that it became too much in one single year, because it was 2012 when they released 2 of them. They released one on 3DS and a launch title for Wii U. It didn't help that New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS was basically New Super Mario Bros. Wii Lite, with lots of coins.
And also not even going to go into New Super Luigi Bros. U.
I mean, that was also a pretty unique approach.
But it was also,
it was
a level pack.
Yeah,
it was a level pack that was
a level pack for $60.
It had 80 levels in different physics.
Yeah,
but it was much harder.
No, it's the same levels, more or less. Same characters.
They packaged it. Eventually, they started to package it with the freaking original one, because it's like, oh, this isn't selling.
Yeah, I wonder why this isn't selling that well.
That they originally released it as DLC, and then they released it in a box separately, and then they made it 2-in-1 with Wii U consoles bundling, because they wanted to drive up Wii U sales, and then they made New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe with it bundled in. You know what's
Yeah,
a sad thing about New
I
Super
like
Mario
the
Bros.
deluxe
Deluxe?
version because at least it's like okay.
Yeah. I find it super sad that New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe sold more than Mario Maker 2.
I guess it makes sense though.
Makes sense because I feel like Nintendo really fucked up with Mario Maker 2. Like, I still think it's really good now and I play a lot, but if it's disastrous online at launch with you not being able to play with friends until September or sometime in the fall, and it's not having the same amount of impact as the first Mario Maker, like in terms of viral impacts, like how it was everywhere on the internet, I feel like they really messed up.
Yeah. I mean, I really did like Mario Maker 1 and how they approached it. I just felt like I never actually got Mario Maker 2. I just felt like that it was more or less the same.
I only recently got it because I was like running out of games to play.
I mean,
I feel
yeah,
like
you
Mario
can
Maker 2
basically
was worth it
create.
right off the bat.
But
Yeah,
then
it
I
just
got it.
seems
And I
like-
was like, I got it after the third update, after the last update was announced. So I had like the full game, and it's a pretty complete game now. I mean,
Yeah, that just feels like that most of the games nowadays they just put out a beta and just slowly build it up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
I
they
mean, I
handled
don't-
Mario Maker 2 a lot better than Mario Maker 1 because with Mario Maker 1, it had 3 updates that added some new items. Like first they added checkpoints, something that should have been in already, and then they added like key switch doors, and then they added keys in the last one with bumpers and grinders or like those smashy things and
Pressure.
and tiered power-ups. Then
Yeah, I just
it released in September 2015, and then the last update from Mario Maker 1 was in spring, like March of 2016. So they basically let the game die after only 6 months. You could say the same thing about Mario Maker 2. I feel like the updates were much more meatier and much more substantial.
much more meaty.
yeah, I'd rather have a game that is more complete upon launch as compared to one that's rushed and put out earlier
Yeah,
than just
like the Pokemon having DLC, literally 2 DLC islands now.
How about No Man's Sky? No Man's Sky is the perfect example because it was released incomplete, and it took a few years for it to become complete, and people now like the
well, I
game.
mean, it was rushed a little bit if you watch the Internet Historian video.
Yeah, it was rushed, and there was pressure because the media was hyping it up when it was never really meant to be hyped up. But then they released updates, they listened to criticism, and now people really like it. I enjoyed that Internet Historian video.
You guys remember? You guys remember Spore?
Spore was another one. I mean, I
Oh,
thought
yeah,
Spore
that
was
one.
cool, but apparently that one was a disappointment because it didn't have a lot of features at first.
Yeah.
I mean, literally one of the only parts that I thought was really cool was having to create your own animal or whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to watch a lot of Spore videos whenever people would make the enemies from Pikmin 1 and 2 in Spore, and I thought that was really neat. I even saw a Spore video where they made Mr. Game & Watch.
Nice.
Then I also saw the Peanut Butter Gamer video on Spore, and then I just kind of forgot about the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't a super popular game, I guess. It's just
It was just more of a flavor of the month kind of thing. Speaking of popular games that just kind of died off, remember there was this one game earlier in the year called Temtem? It was similar to Pokemon.
I've never heard of that.
it kind of sounds
Well,
familiar.
everyone was talking about it for a while, and then it just completely died off less than a month.
That's what happens. I mean,
Huh.
that's what happened with like Hello Neighbor. Remember when that was super popular?
Oh yeah, that.
I mean, that doesn't stop kids' channels from milking Hello Neighbor still.
I still
Or
remember all.
Thanos at 3 AM challenge.
It's the same thing with Bendy and the Ink Machine and FNAF. Even though
Yeah.
they're not like flavor of the month anymore, they still get milked the hell out of in YouTube.
Yeah, at a certain point, I feel like games like FNAF, like, yeah, I know you're just like keep putting out games. I don't know if it's to get money or just continue the storyline or whatnot, but like at a certain point, you can only add so much. Like I
After
felt
FNAF
like
3, I feel like I was just done because I remember when FNAF 2 was supposed to come out at the end of 2015, and they were like, surprise, it's out before the end of 2014. FNAF 3, oh, that's supposed to take a while, and surprise, it's already out a few months later. They came out so quickly, it was jarring.
Yeah.
To be honest, I completely lost track of the FNAF games after 4.
It kind of went downhill after that. It kind of went downhill after 3.
I feel like 3 or 2 was the peak. 3 was all right.
No,
After
because
that, I just kind of lost
three had a really 3 had like is where they really cemented the story of it all, like of like the fact that it was a tragedy and all that stuff. I feel like 3 was like it could have been a perfect trilogy and just ended there.
I feel like I was sick of Matt Pat just milking the hell out of FNAF years ago.
But it's Matt.
It's kind of a shame too because I think that Matt Pat makes really good quality videos, and I feel like if he chose much more interesting topics, I would watch his videos way more.
Alrighty. Yeah. Well, I gotta get going, guys. But we can do this again tomorrow night if you're both available.
All right, we'll see.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, I will talk to you guys later then. All right.
All right.
All right. Bye.